Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker in the Netherlands, and tonight probably the most important piece of information you will ever get as a watchmaker. And I really do believe that. No clickbait, no hype. It is really important how to survive your clients. That is a conscious decision, and it really is a decision that will save your career, your bank account, your marriage, your fun in the profession. I really do believe that. I'm going to be brutally honest, and that's why this information you can't get anywhere, not on a video on YouTube or anything, not in any books. I'm writing a book at the moment, so this piece of information will definitely be in there. The first definition, as I understand, a customer is somebody who buys something one time, and a client is a long-term relationship. So that's why I refer to clients. In the Netherlands, we got a reputation of being brutally honest. And yes means yes, no means no. But then again, as a Dutchman, uh, we don't mind people saying no. And my theory is our country is below sea level. So if over the centuries, if we ask somebody to man the pumps, and somebody says yes and doesn't do it, well, we all going to drown here in the Netherlands, in Holland. So that's why yes is yes, no is no. And if you say no, I really don't mind. I'm going to ask somebody else. So straightforward, how to survive your clients. I want to make sure that you make the best decision for yourself, because it is a conscious decision. There is no right or wrong, because it's a decision for yourself. It's really personal for what you are as a person, but your home environment. Do you have a relationship? Do you like working in the morning? Do you like working in the night? Do you have to do a school run? It all factors that comes into this conscious decision. First, there are many different types of watchmakers. Again, no wrong, no right, no good, no bad. But if you are on a marketplace pushing batteries, you probably see more watches in a couple of days than I see in a year, because we do restoration and that takes a long time. Again, no right or wrong, no good or bad. First, you have to think, what kind of watchmaker am I aspiring to, would I like to be? And then the next step is, what clients would I like to have? And if your first initial thought is anyone with a broken watch who is willing to pay, forget about it. Stop. Don't don't quit your day job. Don't call us, we call you, because that is really not the approach. That is the route to, well, not to success anyway. Let's be nice. First, I'm going to talk you in different types of watchmakers you can be. And the reason I give you this piece of information is that I really would like you to succeed as a watchmaker, because we really do need a new generation of watchmakers. And with new generation, I don't mean teenagers. The new generation can be people in 40, 50, 60 years of age. but the new generation coming up. People who are entering this profession. Because you are entering a profession, watchmaking, that is completely impossible. And I really do mean that. For watchmaking, you have to concentrate and need a lot of tools and investment. So you would like to have a return of investment, of course. If it was just to show the wife, see, I'm making money with my hobby or my new profession. For the money, you need clients. With clients come telephone calls, invoices, having a look at the watch, see what's wrong, make sure the price is right. All steps when you are not repairing watches. It is an insane profession that when there are clients in your workshop, you are not actually working on watches. I'm telling you this so you don't make the mistakes I made, and yes, I did make some mistakes on the way. So, cheers everybody. First things first, 4 common ingredients for any type of watchmaker. You need knowledge, skill, a place to work, and clients. Pretty straightforward. Knowledge, well, you are watching Chronoglide Watchmaking YouTube channel, so that's a good start. Skill, you have to work on yourself. Nobody can teach you skill. It's just repeat, repeat, repeat. Do it again, improve. That is skill. A place to work is important with your choice. What kind of customers would you like? Would you like to have clients yourself? You can easily work as a watchmaker in somebody else's workshop, just repairing watches, and never mind the telephone calls, the clients in the front desk, just repairing watches. That is a conscious decision. If you don't like to communicate that much, or be really into a watch, really focusing, and a phone call or somebody else is coming in and you have to pop, 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 pop. If you're not into that, you can be a perfect watchmaker in somebody else's workshop. Don't care about the clients. Let me do the actual repair. No wrong, right, just what is for you the best decision. Would you like to have clients? Then, knowledge, skill, workplace, and clients. First, would you like to have some clients yourself? And it is a decision, but it is probably the most important decision you are going to make as a watchmaker. At the end of this video, I'll give you some anecdotes from nice clients and not so nice clients over the last decade as a professional watchmaker. So, would you like to have your own clients? And then, what kind of watchmaker would you like to be? There is industrial, so new parts, new watches, just putting them together. Work at quite a speed, but a limited amount of movements. Or would you like to be artisanal, just way the other side? Work slow, make parts, every time different problems you have to solve. That's what I personally like, so that is my conscious decision. And I wanted to have my own workshop. That means I had to get clients. It's not really true, because having your own workshop and you don't like to have too many clients, you can always opt for working for jewelers. One person to talk to, not too many phone calls, one invoice over the week, and working on watches. Yeah, again, what fits you the best. So you can have your own workshop and no clients, or just a few jewelers and not the phone calls or people who are visiting. Think about that, because that will define your future and financial future and the fun in the profession. And that's why I'm giving this lecture. See it as fatherly advice, because again, I really would like to see you succeed in this difficult, impossible profession. I made my decisions on the basis of I'm a parent. My daughter Anna lives across the street, so I'm always close by. I am easily bored with movements, so if I do a few 750s right next to each other, I get bored stiff. But then again, that's over the years and having some experience. So I made a decision. I want to be artisanal, making our own parts and doing difficult stuff. And I would like to have my own clients, because I stopped working for jewelers 8, 9 years ago, and everybody said, within 3 months you'll be crawling back. You cannot work without working for a jeweler. You need, well, blah, 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 all the marketing stuff. The thing I missed as a watchmaker is the joy of presenting the finished product to our client. My mother's watch, my father's watch, this is, how do you get it that beautiful, stuff like that. That is so satisfying for me. I couldn't do without it. And with a jeweler, it was always, I'm exaggerating of course, but it was always, why does it take so long and why does it cost so much? Because it is part of their price, which is in you as a watchmaker. Conscious decision. Cheers. So I wanted my own workshop, my own clients, but my own clients mean every time, every single time, an invoice, a phone call from are you open, people dropping by, making a quote. All the time you are not working on watches. Insane profession. But then again, we did a workaround. I worked at nights, so finishing the beautiful watches, and during the daytime, simple stuff like polishing, paperwork, phone calls, and clients coming over. If you work on mechanical watches or even quartz, again, no right, wrong, no good, no bad. If you do your profession right as a watchmaker, you probably don't see your client for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years if they got not a huge collection. So yeah, you really need some turnover, get some watches in, and then okay, you've got knowledge, skill, place to work, and you decide you want your clients. What kind of client do you prefer? Again, one of the most important decisions, probably one of the most important decisions in your career. I had a view of I want to do vintage watches. Every time new problems, huge amount of play or things that broke, you probably see in the live streams. And otherwise, every Tuesday, 8:30 Central European time, we go live and you watch through my microscope while I'm working on watches. That means here in Western Europe and the Netherlands especially, that vintage watches, especially 10 years ago, the people were of a certain age. My clients usually are between 40 and 65. Watches of their parents, watches they like. Not many teenagers are really into vintage watches, but then again, it's getting more and more, so it's going the right way. So I had a pretty strong view of who my clients were and that they have an emotional attachment to their watch because they are happy, really happy that their parents' watch of their loved ones or first paycheck or graduation, that watch is running again. If you think, well, I'm going to do straight high-end, not too many jobs, but really well paid, so I'm going to work for serious collectors or people who are investing in watches, not only vintage watches, but watches. Be aware that the high-end clientele is not per definition the nicest people to work for. Because, not because they're not nice people, but because it's high-end, it's valuable. Be careful with your insurance and how you do all the cameras and the huge safe you need to do that, the alarm system, huge investment. But if an investor brings you your watch, it's an investment, so they are very picky about the price. And of course, I can really relate and understand that. And the tiniest scratch visible under a microscope, we work for many a serious collector. They are viewing our work on the front desk with their own loop and a see-through case back, or they ask me to open the case back so they can have a visual inspection. Because it's an investment, it's worth a lot of money, so they check if we did our job right. And I can understand that. If there's anything wrong, they immediately point out, hey, what's going on here? Completely different as the people for vintage watches and with an emotional value, because oh, look at that, it is running. I've got so many memories of my father wearing that watch. So the high-end clients who are willing to pay good money are not per definition the easiest to work for. Really high demanding, and of course you talk about a lot of money. So just sit down, have a good think about how this profession fits the best in your personal life, your communication capabilities. Do you like talking to people while working on watches and being really into and focused? And then a few anecdotes of just clients. Not too long ago, I'm not gonna name any names, but we did a vintage watch, restored it into perfection, and the client really happy, and he came back in about a month. Oh, one thing before I forget. It is an insane profession, impossible profession, because you have to focus and you want clients. And another really important bit, next to our workshop is an excellent restaurant. Kees is the owner, Kees and Chantal. They make beautiful food for a good price. If they serve the food and the food was nice, people had a nice evening, they pay, and that's it. If we restore a watch, people are going to wear it. One guy with a 1950s square Breitling wore that watch at least 2 times into a sauna. Huge temperature differences, went into the plunge pool. It was horrible, all the rust. And so I told them every single time, this watch never was waterproof, never will be waterproof. But then, yeah, after 6, 7, 8 months, it come back. What happened to my watch? I opened it, rust everywhere. So the insane profession, a watch is never finished, but then what is the client going to do with a watch? And never overestimate a client, because once a week is a bit too much, but several times a month we get watches here. My watch isn't working and it's just a quartz, just need a new battery. But the other way around is, can I have a new battery please? And I just wind the watch and it is running with a beautiful amplitude. You have to educate the client as well. Okay, oh sorry, back. So restore the watch, client very happy. And after a few weeks, I think 3, 4, the guy came back, the man, and said, what's going on? We paid good money and my watch isn't working anymore and the second hand is off. We say, okay, sorry, well, can happen, of course. We give at least a year guarantee of our work. And we never been childish about guarantee, because difference between a customer and a client, we want a long time relationship with our clients. And there were a few screws loose and the second hand came off and we saw the crown was a bit bent. So we had a team meeting. Well, what happened? Well, the watch is tested for so many days. We did a full revision and I'm sure it was okay, but okay, well, things happen. And a second hand isn't too heavy, there's no mass, so that if a second hand comes off, there must be, or it wasn't pushed right, or there is something going on. So of course, with the screws loose and stuff, we did the restoration, the revision again, because now it was a revision, and tested it again, and now it was running perfect, just like it was when we handed it over. And the man picked it up with his wife. They were standing here, absolute true story. They were standing here on the front desk. We gave him his watch. We say, well, sorry, you had to, it came back, but now it's perfect again, and please enjoy your beautiful watch. And the wife, his wife, turned to him and said, well, honey, don't drop it on the bathroom floor again, right? And he went bright red and he rushed out the door. But he wanted to have it fixed under guarantee. So he said, well, what's wrong with you? he dropped it on the bathroom floor, and that's why the second hand came off and the screws were loose. Oh well, just be honest. We would have helped him anyway. But then again. Another, and then I'm going to finish because I'm writing this in a book and there are so many anecdotes of all the clients over the way over 10 years. Rolex people. Of course, there's nothing wrong with Rolex or nothing wrong with the people. Rolex people would love to own a Rolex as status. Got nothing to do with the watch. They don't. If you ask what kind of movement is in it, what's a movement? Yeah, just want a Rolex. This is an actual story, and some of my fellow watchmakers really got into trouble with this. Two things, two kinds of Rolex people. One is they got it from an inheritance. So they say, well, it's $4, $5, $6,000. So I want to like you to have a look at my Rolex and what's the worth usually for an inheritance. We never say, oh, I'm going to open it and walk with the watch into the workshop. We leave it on the front desk with the client, get the opener, open it when they are looking, and at the front desk we have a camera and a big TV, so they are watching with me while I'm opening the watch. Many times it is a fake. But Grandpa was always so proud of his Rolex. He bought it usually in Indonesia or Turkey or on a trip. If I take the watch into the workshop, open it and say, I'm sorry, it's a fake, they will say, I gave you a real Rolex because my grandfather always said it was a real Rolex. What happened to my watch and why are you bringing a fake now? This is not exaggerated, this is real. A few times a month at least. So I open it while they are standing there. Maybe I ask Edwin or somebody else, come over here so we have a witness. I open it, they can see on the TV screen what their watch is about. And then I say, well, I'm sorry, it's a fake. That is crucial. Don't take the watch out of their eyesight and then say it's a fake. Trust me, this will save you a lot of money, a lot of hassle with lawyers. There are people who are earning a living just by doing this trick. Trust me. So that is well, those are in one anecdote two kind of Rolex people. The one who are bringing a fake and who would like you to leave the room and come back. So what happened to my watch? And people who are having an inheritance think it's a real one, convinced it's a real one because their grandfather always said so, and don't leave the room with it because he always said it was real. He is dead now, and I am the villain that and saying that their dead grandfather was a liar. There are many stories to tell about clients who are incredibly nice. When my father passed away, I got cards and flowers from clients. If I go to a bakery and somebody, the baker makes a beautiful bagel or a croissant, I probably won't have such a personal relationship. But if you work on watches with emotional value, you are really entering a private world of your client, and that is a beautiful thing. It really, really is. And people there to tell their stories, share their stories about that particular watch. So many stories to tell. Well, I'm going to round it up because it's half an hour already, and I really do hope you have a moment for yourself. Think about the career you would like to have that fits your personal environment best. Because if you make not the wrong decision, but a decision that isn't best for you on that particular moment, you will lose the fun in watchmaking. You will lose a lot of money because you cannot focus on the real work fixing a watch. And you will never get a return on investment because it is really expensive to start as a watchmaker. I really do hope this makes sense and it was helpful, and that you think about knowledge, skill, a place to work, and your clients. And those are conscious decisions that will shape your future as a watchmaker, and hopefully the fun you have as working as a watchmaker. So I really do hope you succeed on your journey, and please leave your comments if you have same experience with some clients, and if you agree or maybe not agree with my views, but this is what I think is really important. You should know when starting to work or working as a watchmaker. All the best. See you soon. Please leave a comment or a like, and enjoy watchmaking. That's it. Hey, see ya. Bye bye.